So Biden essentially declared at the Democratic debate with Sanders in March that he would promise to pick a female vice president or female running mate. And that obviously was very well received among the Democratic Party, I think especially 4 years after Hillary Clinton became the nominee but lost the presidency. I think that was important to a lot of Democrats. A lot of his potential contenders are former 2020 contenders: Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Kamala Harris, to name a few. Stacey Abrams, the Georgia gubernatorial candidate from 2018, is also a top contender, and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is as well. So he has a big pool. He's chosen the committee that's going to help him choose who this person will be. So I think his campaign is definitely inching towards this.
I think first, when I take a look at this list of who folks would like to see as Joe Biden's running mate, the first thing that I would note is I would take it with a grain of salt that Bernie Sanders rises to the top of the list, because Joe Biden has made it clear that he is committed to picking a female vice president. Now, I think it's also important to take a look at this question by Democrats. More often than not, a vice presidential pick is something that's used to energize the base. It's announced at a convention, for example. So when you look at this among Democrats, setting aside that Bernie Sanders is still the top pick among them, I want to focus in on the women here and who we're looking at. And what we see is that Elizabeth Warren rises to the top of the list as Joe Biden's vice presidential pick, followed by Kamala Harris. Now, this tracks with some other public polling that's been released in the past week or so about who public would like to see Joe Biden select. But I think one thing that's important to keep in mind here is right now, this may be simply just a function of name recognition. We see candidates Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, that ran for president alongside Joe Biden that are rising to the top of the list. And it's likely that they're better known to many voters across the country than folks like Stacey Abrams from Georgia or Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan. I think there's a couple of things to take away here. The first is that people, are eager to see maybe some of Joe Biden's former campaign adversaries as his potential running mate. But also, I think that there's a list of women that are still trying to be introduced to the American public. And frankly, it may not be until Joe Biden actually names his pick that Americans start to get familiar with who he's chosen.